Let's walk through a demo for CloudHive, which is Hillstone Network's micro-segmentation solution. The dashboard allows you to see what's happening in your virtualized data center with a high-level view of VM traffic and threats, as well as system components and status. From the threatscape, you can see how many threats and threat types have been detected within the last 24 hours. From the total traffic view, we see the total traffic in your virtualized data center. On the top right, in the Security Service Status section, we can see the status for the VSOM, VSCMs and VSSMs. These are the components which will help us do micro-segmentation in your virtualized data center. Next, we have a view of the top 10 applications. From this chart, you can see the application usage in your virtualized data center. After you have deployed CloudHive, click on the object menu at the top, which will take you to the VM center. From this screen, you have access to all of the VMs in your network. This information is automatically synchronized from your cloud management platform, such as VMware, vCenter, ONSX. We can see the names of the VMs, their hosts, how many interfaces they have, their associated service groups, as well as the host IP address and status. If you click on the plus next to the VM name, it gives you further details on the status of the network adapters, the associated networks, and IP address. So, under VM Center, the first thing you will see are all the VMs in this virtual machine tab on the left. The second thing is the Network tab, where you can see how many networks or how many VLANs exist in your environment. From the Host tab, you can also see how many physical servers you have, and for each server, how many CPUs they have. From the Service VM tab, you'll find the status of all of the CloudHive internal components. We can see the status of the VSOM, it's online and in service. The VSAM has a dual control module for high availability, and both show that they are in service. We have 4 VSSMs installed on different hosts, and we can see that all the services are running. In the Group Management tab, we can perform synchronization in multiple ways, by folder, and in auto-synchronization, or we can do that manually as a group. After you deploy CloudHive and it runs for some time, the second critical element is visibility and monitoring. From the menu bar, click on the Monitor tab. Here you can find all of the VLANs, and within each of the different VLANs, if you double-click the VLAN, you'll find traffic maps associated with the VMs. This is why it's critical to have a micro-segmentation solution, because without one, you cannot see applications, threats, and traffic running on VMs, because everything is hidden behind a virtual switch. There is no packet capture, no visibility into the applications and traffic running on the VM. With CloudHive, you do get all this information about your VMs, including the traffic between VMs within the network. We have another feature we call Service Performance Monitor, SPM, included here. This is a really useful tool to show you all of the services in your virtualized data center. For example, if a customer complains of a slow service, a web service for instance, or slow FTP service, this tab will help you zone in on service status. You can search by service group, VM name, VM IP, or port. For details, select the service group and click View Detail. Within the detailed view, you have 2 tabs, Service Chain or Service Topology. If we can detect the service chain in your virtualized data center, you will see the service chain here. We will show you independent services, which may be categorized as abnormal. From the right side, we can change the service chain view to service list, and from here, we have more detailed information such as the IP address. It looks like this service has been detected as abnormal. If you click further, it will show you what's happening on this VM and why it's labeled as abnormal. It looks like CloudHive detected some delay and some jitter. And we can change to the Networks side on the Network tab, and see traffic that is abnormal, and some FTP server traffic that is also abnormal. From the Service Asset list, you can see which services may have issues. For instance, DCP 1991 is considered abnormal. From the VM tab, you can see a summary view of your VMs, by top 10 traffic, and top 10 concurrent sessions. For further details, click on the VM Details tab. From here, we can see all of the VMs. We can detect cloud applications, traffic, or concurrent sessions. Another view is the application view. Here, you can sort by application category, high-risk applications, top 10 high-risk applications, subcategory, along with other details. For near real-time, we can change the duration to the last 60 minutes to view the top applications in the virtualized data center syslog. You can see the detected traffic, and which VMs have sent syslogs. The most important component to CloudHive is the Threat tab. From here, based on the duration selected, we can see how many attacks have been detected. It gives you a summary as well as details, including syslogs. From the Device tab, CloudHive monitors and shows you the total traffic and hardware status, and memory usage for CloudHive itself. We also offer some tabs that help you with configuration, related to threat monitoring and service performance monitoring. From the Reports tab, you can configure and generate reports, by user-defined, or predefined profiles. From the Log tab, you can set up threat logs, session logs, event logs, and URL logs. You can store the logs locally in CloudHive itself, or you can export the log to a third-party syslog system. These tabs give you the visibility inside your virtualized data center, how many assets you have, traffic details, how many applications, the traffic on each application, and threats that have been detected. CloudHive Micro-segmentation delivers visibility and protection for your virtualized data center. Next, we have security policy that we can set up to automate the monitoring and protection of your virtualized network. From the Policy tab, we can set up policies, and it's really like a traditional firewall. You have a source zone, and you have destination zones. And the most important thing is that we have an address book, where everything is based on your VM names. It's automatically synced from your cloud management platform and you can set up everything by VM. For example, you can set up a policy to deny traffic from an FTP server to Ubuntu, and running this policy will deny any traffic from the FTP server to Ubuntu. It's easy to understand and easy to use. Everything runs like a traditional firewall. You can do session limit conditions by each VM, by IP or source IP, destination IP, or you can simply use the VM name. You can do the session limit by application, by total sessions or new concurrent sessions per 5 seconds. This is what we can do by policy and by session limit. In conclusion, this is what CloudHive micro-segmentation solution achieves: visibility and protection for each VM.